Hi and welcome to another Astro Metro video in which we look at the romantic relationship of couples from an astrological perspective. In today's video we take a look at Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, who have recently began dating. But before we look at their personalities and how well they match for a love relationship, let me introduce them briefly to you. On the left you can see Travis Kelce, who is an American football tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs in the NFL. He was drafted in 2013 and has won the Super Bowl 2 times so far. Kelce is considered one of the greatest tight ends of all time and is an 8-time Pro Bowler. Next to him, you can see Taylor Swift, who is an American singer and songwriter. She is known for her musical versatility, which ranges from country, synth-pop and indie folk to alternative rock music. She is the most streamed female artist on the Spotify music streaming platform and has won 12 Grammy Awards so far. Now let's take a look at their personalities separately before we analyze the compatibility of their personalities for a long-term love relationship. Let's start with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift was born on the 13th of December in 1989 at 8:36 a.m. in Reading, Pennsylvania in the USA. This makes her a Sagittarius born in the week of the Titan, and the 13th of December is called the day of the exacting craft. Sagittarius people value moral and experience. Sagittarius free people are big-hearted, self-assured and fussy. Those born on the 13th of December have the ability to see the big picture while also paying attention to details. They are highly suspicious of supposed shortcuts because they know that nothing which is really of value can be achieved overnight. Feeling as a detective for the great mystery of life itself, they are fascinated by the motivations of people around them. However, others may not always appreciate their perceptiveness. Now let's move on to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce was born on the 5th of October in 1989. Unfortunately, his exact birth time is unknown. He was born in Westlake, Ohio, in the USA. This makes him a Libra, born in the week of society. And the 5th of October is called the day of the just case. Libra people value fairness and harmony. Libra 2 people are fair, insightful and complacent. For those born on the 5th of October, justice is the main theme. They will do what is needed to expose and oppose unfairness and corruption. The ultimate pleasure for them is the gratitude on the face of those who benefit from their work. However, they can even go too far in this direction through self-sacrifice and self-denial. Now let's check out how well Taylor's and Travis's personality match for a love relationship. Here you can see the synastry of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, which we are going to analyze. So let's take a look at the strongest and most important inter-aspects. As you can see, some of Travis's columns are grayed out because we unfortunately don't know his exact birth time. However, what immediately catches my eye in this synastry is this string of conjunctions here. But this is actually nothing special for people who are born only 2 months apart. So we will not focus too much on that. Instead, as usual, we are going to start with the ascendant inter-aspects, which indicate immediate attraction between two people's personalities. You can see some weak harmonious inter-aspects in this synastry, but unfortunately the stronger aspects are disharmonious. Especially this ascendant to Sun square here. This is a difficult aspect in a relationship. It means that the difference in Taylor's and Travis's personalities challenge their sense of identity. This is probably one of the worst aspects that you can have in a synastry of a romantic relationship. Now let's move on to their sun positions. Here you can see an empty cell, which means that according to traditional astrology, there is no inter-aspect between their sun positions. However, I highlighted this cell in red color because according to Gary Goldschneider's zodiac period system that we are using, the Sagittarius 3 and Libra 2 combination is not good for a long-term romantic relationship. This is a passionate and emotionally complicated combination that activates the dark side of both partners. There is a strong erotic stimulation of fantasies, which leads to frustration when it cannot be lived out. The boundaries between the personalities can disappear, leaving the two feeling that neither can live with or without the other. While both have the other's best interest at heart, this is no guarantee of reasonable behavior. Now let's move on to the personal planets. If you look on the left, there might actually be a Sun to Moon conjunction, which would be a very beneficial aspect to have in a romantic relationship. However, we can't be sure of that because we don't know Travis's exact birth time. Therefore, we are going to ignore this possible conjunction. The next strong inter-aspect is this Mercury to Sun square, which you can see another time here, and therefore it counts as a so-called double whammy, which strengthens the disharmony of this aspect. A Sun to Mercury square means that both parties will question the judgment of the other. It also indicates conflicting interests and ideas and a general difficulty in coming to agreements. A strong harmonious aspect is this Mars to Venus conjunction. This is a good aspect to have in love and marriages, and it indicates attraction between the sexes. Another problematic aspect is this Moon to Mars square. This is a highly irritating aspect that produces serious personality conflicts. Mars, which means Travis, will seem rude towards Moon, and Moon, which means Taylor, will seem hypersensitive to Mars. In general, I would say there are too many square aspects caused by Kelce's Sun and his Mars, which can be stimulating at first, but eventually will indicate conflicts and irritation in the relationship. Finally, let's move on to their lunar nodes, which stand for their purpose or life path. As I pointed out in the beginning, here you can see a conjunction because the two were only born 2 months apart. This means that they share the same karmic path, which in this case is the way of consideration. The way of consideration is about developing an ongoing and thoughtful consideration of others. This means that they can have the feeling of sharing the same purpose in life. Now that we looked at the Synastry, it's time to get the rating of this relationship from our matching logic. We have a terrible attraction score of actually 0 points. Emotional compatibility is above average with 58. Mental agreement is bad with only 17. And durability is even worse with just 9 points. Life path support is okay with 35 points. Children's suitability is good with 67 points. And the overall match score is 22 from 100, which is a pretty bad score for a long-term romantic relationship. So personality-wise, I would say this relationship is not going to last. That's it for this video. If you want to calculate the match score of your own relationship, you can do so for free on our homepage astromatcher.com. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.